Hello everybody, it is Tuesday, the 2nd of May. I want to talk about the big difference between religion and spirituality, what it actually is. And then I talked about it a little bit in my last video about Judgment Day. And what that judgment will actually look like. Yeah? The big difference between religion and spirituality is that at Judgment Day, God will separate the wheat from the chaff. Yeah? If you're in religion, something else will do it for you. There is a God that will separate the wheat from the chaff. If you're a spiritual being, you're going to do that for yourself. You are the one that is separating the wheat from the chaff. You are the one who is saying what is good and what is bad according to yourself or according to humanity. So really it is humanity versus God in a way. So who is going to be the judge? I was listening to the Inspired channel this morning, and it says, people are going two different ways. Some, when they see their future, they see themselves sitting with their families, and with their friends in nature, and, it's a simple and a joyful life. And then he says others see the way as, they just want to clean everything up. Again, those that see themselves sitting with their families in a simple life in nature have gone too far out. They've jumped the point that has to come before, which is the cleanup period. So it is not two different futures that they're envisaging. One is the way to the other. The cleanup has to happen before the vision of humanity living in nature with each other can be achieved. And that is, again, it's the Judgment Day, where we need to be the judges and we need to throw some things out and we add some things in. Yeah, we're really cleaning out the attic, which we must. So, and if you really see in the book of the Revelation who the judge is, it is the hive mind that wants to take things, it wants to have dominion over life, which is the wrong way to start with, but it will take it a certain way by which that shall be achieved. And it will throw out everything that will not serve that way. And it will get rid of everybody that does not agree with that way. They will be thrown out of that garden, those that speak against it. Because that is the way of that tree of life. And really look at the text and see what is happening. Yeah, they say, my two witnesses, that fire will proceed from their mouth and it will burn their enemies. That fire is words. It's words that are proceeding from a person's mouth, and it will burn their enemies. Look at what's happening at the moment. Their hive minds are trying to direct this world into a certain direction. And if you speak against it, fire will proceed from their mouth. You're being called, what are all the words? The tinfoil hat, the right-winger, the anti-Semite, the racist. And it will burn their enemies and they will get cancelled. Yeah, you're looking at that book and you're waiting for a being to stand there with actual flames coming out of their mouth, and that is not their esoteric texts. They speak in pictures. Those pictures have meanings. It's happening. You're in it. But that is God, the one, the hive mind that has an intention that will separate the wheat from the chaff. That which serves me shall be in the next glorious future. And the rest will get burned. And that is Judgment Day according to that God which is not us. As I said, we are not naturally a hive mind. That is something that came from somewhere else and was imposed on us as the way. And it is not grown out of a knowledge of nature. So what should our cleanup look like? How do we separate the wheat from the chaff? Do we burn something? Do we throw it in the pit of fire and say that doesn't serve us, therefore we cancel it? What does our true nature actually look like? According to what do we judge? And I had a thought yesterday, and now please, especially for my American viewers, hang on to your seats and let me finish before you take off. But you see, I don't think we have to get rid of anything in a big way. We need to rebalance it. Where does what serve? Including the bees, including the hive minds, the insects. And the way we should order it so we can all live in peace is from each according to their ability, according to what they give, to each according to their needs. And yes, okay, I hope you're still holding on to your seats, because that is obviously the principle of communism. But I had this thought, when I think it's usually in a way of a conversation, speaking against, speaking for. And then, of course, the voice against says, communism, they have nothing and they want to give it to everybody. Look at China, look at the Soviet Union. It doesn't work. Right. Let me say that again. From each, according to their ability, according to what they are, according to what they can give to the whole. So, from each, according to their ability, to each, according to their needs. Yeah? And then please look at China, and please look at the Soviet Union, and tell me, are those states the image of that thought? Are they the image of that thought? No, they're not. Obviously not. They all had a ruling class, oligarchs, old families that direct the ways of those states. They call it communism. They give it that name, but it is communism by name only. It is actually a hive system. As much as our democracies are hive systems, obviously, we're coming to see that now. It's not what we think we are. It is. So no. I kept saying, that in this world, communism was never achieved. It was never achieved. And yesterday it came to me that is actually wrong. Because if you say again, from each according to their ability, to each according to their need, is actually the core principle of nature. It is a core principle in every functioning ecosystem. All different parts that all give according to what they can give, what they are, and they receive according to what they are, according to their needs. That thought is actually one of the principles of nature. But, and here comes, we are being made afraid of that thought because they created an image. That image being China, that image being the Soviet Union. And then they're telling us that is the outcome of that thought, and it is not. They were nowhere near the image of that thought. I think this thought itself came out of a knowledge of ourselves. And then we've been shown, supposedly shown, the error of our ways, so that we shall reject it. So and here comes, if there is, and everybody keeps saying it, if there is a period of collapse, which it will collapse to bring about this future, out of great tribulation, the collapse of society as it is will create a window. And for a small period of time, it will create a window where there is a vacuum. And that is a vacuum of power. It's a vacuum of there being any construct whatsoever. And of course, if we fall to pieces and we are in great need because we are no longer supported by what was there before, then they will swoop back in to save us. That is the plan. Unless we have an awakening somewhere in the middle to see who we truly are and how this system should actually be created. If we are true to nature, how we should actually organize ourselves. Again, I listened to Bruce Lipton yesterday saying that the creature is formed by its environment. Yeah? Then we must create an environment that is according to the creature, so the creature can be its own truth in it. And as I said, there are those that have created the hive mind environment and they've become insects. So, no, don't be afraid of that thought. And don't say it has failed already. Humanity has never achieved it. From all according to their ability to all according to their needs. And then we build a system where probably all will be saved. Because they all can give something. There's probably nothing that we can dismiss. Because it all adds to the whole, to the functioning whole, whereas in the ecosystem, everything adds to the ecosystem, even that which we would judge. It just needs to be there in the correct balance. Even that the beast, that the hive mind is part of nature, it's just not all. In nature they are not all. And it's not the only way. So, but that is where we need to have a spiritual cleanup. We need to sort out the kingdom within. We need to sort out what we truly are. And if we are of this world, if we are a part of nature, then nature will show us what we actually should be. And then do not run scared of words, but see their true meaning. The true meaning, not what was, again, told you the meaning is. It's the same with the Bible. They're telling you what the meaning is. It's not it. See the true meaning. And then judge whether it is good or bad. We will have a very short period of time when this thing comes down, where we will need to take matters in our own hand, into our own hands, we must become the masters of our own fate, not wait for something to come and save us. Because if we wait for that, it will come. And it will come to rule over us again. Spiritual cleanup, not seeing the true meanings of our words, what these thoughts really entail, and then see whether they are according to us and how they can serve us, and then be that. Start acting according to it. And then I think we will end up in a world where we will sit with our families and we will be one with nature, and it will probably be a simple life, but it will be a joyful life. That is where we're going then. But the cleanup has to happen first. Judgment has to happen first. And then, are you spiritual or are you religious? Who is going to be the judge? Anyway, I leave it at that for today, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.